And his name is Gregory Cain. And he creates musical textures using flutes, guitars, voices, percussion, and keyboards that he describes as a blend of ambient, tribal, and new age genres. To date, he has completed 11 solo CDs and invites you to step into a sonic pool of contemplation, peace, and relaxation through a meditative listening process. Please welcome to Sax Soul Talks, Gregory Cain.
Thank you very much. Thank you for all being here this afternoon and for your warm welcome. I have to start by making a confession to you. I am absolutely 100% unqualified to stand here and speak to you today. I am not a teacher. I am not a public speaker. And most of the time I find it difficult even to figure out where I parked my car. But I do remember a few stories about myself, so I'll talk just a little bit about some of that. So yes, I am Gregory Cain. You can call me Greg. Most people do. I am an ambient tribal musician living here in the Sacramento area. I create music that is geared toward people who are looking for healing or for relaxation. You could use it in your meditative practice or your yoga practice. A lot of my customers are people who are practitioners. They do Reiki, they do massage, something along those lines. I've been playing music in one way or another for over 50 years. And at one time or another, I've played guitars or drums or bass or keyboards or flutes professionally. In Northern California, in the mid-90s, I was a drummer in rock bands, including a band that signed with Sub Rosa Records in Belgium and went on to do a couple of albums with under the production of Bill Laswell in Brooklyn. So how does a guy that's a rock drummer become this guy that plays this really ambient, quiet, might almost put you to sleep kind of music? So what happened was in the late 90s, I found myself getting a little bit frustrated, honestly, with bands and their outstanding ability to break up. It's very, very difficult to keep a number of people together long enough to make a project successful. So I started thinking about ways that I could just do music on my own. And I thought, I play all these instruments, why not give it a try? I'm not likely to break up with myself. So I started putting some ideas onto tape and into a computer. And I also started studying some types of music that I'd been interested in for a while and hadn't really given the time to. Ambient music was definitely one of them, and also music from different cultures, traditional music, much of which was from the Middle East, but also some from Asia and from Africa, and also Native American music. And I started putting these ideas and recording them, and the result was that in 2006 I released my first solo CD, which is called When the Wind is High. So around that time, I was reacquainting myself with a fellow I had known in the 1970s when I lived in Michigan. His name is Cal. Cal is a musical instrument builder, and we bumped into each other through an online forum having to do with sea kayaking. And you know how the internet reacquaintance thing goes. You see somebody's name and you, hey, are you that guy? And yeah, are you that guy? And yeah, how have you been? What have you been up to for the last 30 years? And all this stuff. So we're having this email conversation back and forth. And I mentioned to Cal that I had just finished this CD, and being a music guy, he was interested in hearing it. So I sent him off a copy, and I heard back from him. He said, I really like this music. He said, you know, if you kind of tweaked this and that a little bit, he said, I've begun this practice of Tai Chi, and I'm having a real difficult time finding music to accompany my practice. He said, if you took some of these musical ideas and you changed this and that, and you made them 20 minutes long, and you took the percussive elements out, it would be perfect for what I'm trying to do. So I decided to take it as a personal challenge, and I went back into the studio, and I had no idea how I was going to do it, but I decided I would get it done, and I recorded this and recorded that and took notes and listened to this and listened to that, and the result was, after several months, my second solo CD, which is called The Cambrian Sky. So I was very excited about that, and I was very excited to get it to Cal, and I fired off a copy to him right away. And he wrote me back, he says, this is very nice music. He says, but I'm not doing Tai Chi anymore. He said, I've taken up salsa dancing. And I decided not to try to help Cal with any of his extracurricular activities anymore. But as I was going through the process of creating the second CD, you know, I was playing the music for friends, people who knew what I was doing, were interested in hearing it, and you know, people were interested, and a lot of people thought it might be nice to have this kind of calming music around every once in a while. And I had a conversation with Gloria Taylor, who with her husband owns Todd Taylor Wines in Clarksburg, and Gloria said to me, I'm having a spa day this week. Can I take one of these CDs with me? And I said, sure. I gave her a CD and handed out music to some other people. And then I heard from a woman whose name is Julie Bjorgum. Julie is an artist in Folsom, and she said, can you come to my studio? In a couple of months, I'm doing an open studio. I would love to have you come and perform this music live, if you could do that. And I had no idea how I would do that, and I had no intention of really ever performing this music live. In fact, I'd pretty much resigned myself to the idea that I would never perform live again, and I was okay with that. And having absolutely no clue how I would do this for Julie, of course, I said yes, and figured out how to get some background sounds on a computer and take it out there, and there I was, performing live again. So, flash forward 12 years, I've just finished my 11th CD, and they're for sale back there. But what's the upshot of this? I never had any idea I would ever be doing this. And it's wonderful to hear from people and have them say, your music's beautiful, I love your music. That's really gratifying. But what is even exponentially beyond that is to hear from people who say, your music helped me to heal. Your music helped me to relax when I was stressed. Your music helped me to go to sleep when I couldn't. Your music helped my autistic child to be able to calm down. Can't tell you, you know, what the difference is between that and just making nice music. So what's the takeaway? I made a couple of notes here. 3 things. And these are notes to myself. If it resonates with you, wonderful. Be open to new ideas. You never know where the next awesome life-changing event or idea or choice is going to come from. Be open to what happens around you, and sometimes go down the road that doesn't seem like the one you meant to go down. Number 2, don't let your fears of what seems new or strange or difficult get in your way. There's a guy I read frequently. His name is Robin Sharma. And Robin Sharma says, run in the direction of your fears. He says, your fears are your growth calling to you. Well, I love those statements. So, and the third takeaway is to identify and pursue and give energy to that which brings you joy. It's all your choice. It's not anybody else's. So, with all of that said, I'm going to play a little music for you. This piece is called, what is it called? It's called Mentor's Word. It is from the CD called Hourglass Moon. Thank you very much.